they've basically outsourced
What
user
the? Bro, imagine Kobe Bryant. He's hitting shots, hitting game winners. Then you go home at 9 p.m. You see on his story, him tuned up, taking a picture, a selfie of his butt and saying, sub to the OnlyFans. A couple weeks ago, I seen on the news, there were some athletes getting leaked, and they were actually former or if not current athletes, okay? Which really made me question what they were doing. Because, like, you're a pro sports player. Why are you getting leaked and making, you know, OF type of content and stuff? So today we're going to check out why athletes get naked.
This is Liz Cambage.
Liz Cambage, Los Angeles Sparks player. This is Anthony Davis' sister. Looks like a 7-footer.
Full-time WNBA All-Star.
Okay.
One of the greatest players of her generation.
G-O-H-T, GOAT. Oh, just say GOAT. I've never seen this acronym in my life.
Career earnings, $900,000.
Okay.
Earnings on OnlyFans, $1.5 million.
Bro, Liz Cambage does OF? Bro, I've heard of this person before. You don't need to be doing this, bro. The Lakers need you to get rebounds, okay? We need a center. As a matter of fact, Jackson Hayes is not cutting it, okay? If you're a Lakers fan, you know. Okay, we need a 5. We need a stretch 5. Somebody who can defend, block shots, rebound, shoot threes. Why are you selling yourself on OF, bro? You are making enough money on your own anyways, bro. Actually, $900K career earnings for a sports professional? That's low-key pennies on the dollar. Maybe I don't even blame you, bro.
In her first week. That's right. She made more on OnlyFans in 7 days than in her entire basketball.
What? Yo, bro. Some freaky dudes in this world. They don't want to support the WNBA, but they'll support that OF career, though.
Oh, yeah. She's not the only one. From track and field to bobsled, more and more pro
Wow.
athletes are joining OnlyFans to make
This is a thing. I didn't even know.
Douglas Costa and Nick Kyrgios.
Dudes?
Now you might think the obvious.
Dudes?
These athletes are selling their bodies for money, and the guys at Athletic Interest made a video about it to have fun with the research. But it's more complicated than that. We are not just talking about lower-ranked athletes, but Olympic champions, Wimbledon finalists, and Champions League footballers. Why would any of those athletes join a platform that is popular for pornography?
Because they want to go and show, you know, their cooking recipes. Because if you guys didn't know, OF is not only for, you know, NSFW content. People do, you know, authentic videos on there all the time. Trust me. I will be opening up an OF where you can learn how to play chess, guys. Trust.
How much money are they making? And what does this say about the current sports and creator economy?
A lot, actually.
As it turns out, there is a much bigger picture.
Okay.
Welcome to Athletic Interest.
What the heck?
OnlyFans business of
what is on my screen? Do I gotta blur that? What was that?
OnlyFans has managed to do something that most companies fail.
Like
they
what?
took something people were used to getting for free and convinced them to pay for it.
Yeah.
The numbers speak for themselves. Over 350 million users, nearly 8 billion in revenue in
Damn,
2020.
$8 billion, bro? Ain't this what, like, Jeff Bezos makes in a year? Actually, he probably makes more than
and
that.
a large chunk of that went straight to creators.
Damn.
For comparison, that's $1 billion more than the combined salaries of every NBA player. Sure, there are
Bro. Okay, if this doesn't prove to y'all that y'all need to stop gooning, you guys are spending more money than any of the owners or companies sponsoring the NBA spends. The NBA makes $5 billion, while OF makes $6.3 billion? No. Don't look at me now saying, oh, no, it's not me. I'm not the one spending the money. No, it probably is you, because somebody's lying. Everybody in this comment section right now is going to say, oh, it's not me. It's not me. Well, it's not one person making up $6.3 billion, bro. One of y'all is lying, and I'm on to you.
way more creators on OnlyFans than players in the NBA.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot easier to start an OnlyFans than to land an NBA contract.
True.
This is no career advice, by the way. The point is, the top earners
trying to
make
say,
a
man?
lot of money. Like Sophie Rain, who shared a screen.
Wait, let's see the top five.
Earners make
Sophie Rain, 2.9 M's a year. Corinna, 1.8 M's a year. Who? Oh, Catch Me Outside girl. Belle Delphine. I thought Belle Delphine fell off. She's still going crazy like that? What the heck?
a lot of money. Like
I haven't heard her name in a
Sophie Rain,
minute.
Who shared a screenshot of her yearly earnings. Minus the fee, she makes roughly $3 million per month. But that's still ridiculous to what this guy.
I thought that was per year. 3 mil a month? Yo, I might be retiring from YouTube, bro. Brief intermission. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure you sub to the channel. We are on the road to like 12K. Hopefully we get 100K soon, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Please sub to the channel. Sub to the channel, please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Makes. Sorry for all the numbers, but we're getting somewhere, promise. OnlyFans has just 42 employees. That works
What?
out to over
What do they even do?
$31 million in revenue per employee.
Employees?
That's more than Google, Apple, Meta, you name it. And since the company is completely bootstrapped with no outside investors, he took home nearly $500 million in dividends last year.
Oh, damn.
So naturally,
He's
other
getting
social
bank.
media platforms started to think, let's do subscriptions too. Elon Musk even changed the policy to allow porn on his platform. But subscriptions are only part of the OnlyFans.
So these people don't really care about humanity at all. They just care about their pockets. They're like, okay, they're making money like that. Let's make money too. Let's offer our own 18+ services that require
business
subscriptions.
model. Despite looking like other social media platforms, OnlyFans runs on a completely different business model.
Like what?
First, you won't find them on any app store. Apple's terms don't allow platforms...
Wait, what? They're not? So then where do you get it? Is it website only?
So OnlyFans operates entirely outside the app ecosystem.
That's wild. They're not even a legitimate app on the App Store and they're still raking in that much cash? Dude, so people have to go out of their way and they still don't care. That's how much y'all have a chokehold on y'all meats, bro. Figuratively and literally.
Most social media companies make their money from advertisers.
Okay.
But OnlyFans makes all of their money directly from their creators.
Right.
And those creators get paid directly by their fans.
Don't let them start putting ads on their platform too. It's gonna get scary.
OnlyFans takes a 20% cut, and the rest goes to the creator.
Okay, 80-20, that's a pretty solid split.
More transparent than most other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, for example, shares around 45%, and only with selected channels. Don't worry, we're not switching anytime soon. Now, OnlyFans didn't invent revenue sharing.
Okay.
And they have way fewer users than YouTube or Facebook.
Right.
But there's one key difference.
What?
Because they are not on the App Store. They don't have to give Apple or Google a 15 to 30% cut of every transaction. And that's the only reason they can sustain the
They're high-key smart, bro. I'm not gonna lie. They are.
If Apple was already taking 30%, there's no way OnlyFans could afford to pay creators 80%.
Right.
So, almost by accident, they landed a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
Better payouts and more control over the platform.
Because they have their own mods. They don't gotta pay any third-party app stores or any regulation like that. They have their own way of getting themselves out there, so they don't gotta buy ads. And then in turn, they can pay their creators even more than other platforms would. So it's like winning for everybody. Now I see why everybody uses this platform as opposed to like a different one, I guess.
And it gets better. Creators use other platforms to go viral and then link to their OnlyFans
Which
profile.
then helps the company get more exposure because these people are working on their own as like, what's the word? Commission-based employees, pretty much. Damn, this is an entire business model, bro.
So
this is like economics 101 and stuff.
Spend big on advertising. They've basically outsourced user acquisition to their creators. Put all that together,
bro,
you get one of the most unique business.
You're a whole WNBA player, 6'10", getting rebounds, shooting threes, and you doing this, bro. How do you even have the respect of your teammates? Imagine Kobe Bryant, okay? He's hitting shots, hitting game winners, going Mamba mentality, you know, iconic celebrations. Then you go home at 9 p.m. You see on his story him tooted up, taking a picture, a selfie of his butt, and saying sub to the OnlyFans. There would be no respect.
Models in the creator economy. But here's the question. Athletes make a ton of money anyway.
True.
Why join a platform popular for porn when you already get crazy salaries, prize money, and sponsorships?
Right.
Or do they? Unless you're a global superstar like LeBron, Messi, or Simone Biles, the truth is most professional athletes earn surprisingly little. Let's take Olympic athletes as an example. The average track and field athlete makes around $15,000 per year from their sport.
That's it? And they gotta keep their body in tip-top condition from running? Oh yeah, I knew I shouldn't have pursued track and field, bro. Hey, y'all in the comment section, y'all do track and field? Hey, find another sport, bro. Baseball, I don't know.
Then a McDonald's worker in France who earns $22,000 on minimum wage. And it gets worse. The International Olympic Committee, which earns over $7 billion per Olympic cycle, pays absolutely nothing to the athletes directly.
Zero?
Even if they win gold. That's because the Olympic system was built on the idea that athletes should remain amateurs, competing for honor.
Yo, that's whack. Money. Okay, somebody needs to update the policy, my guy. You telling me LeBron James, the greatest of all time, got no money for his Olympic gold medal this year, bro? No. I will say, though, some of these athletes are making a lot of bread from, like, their sponsorships, but still, they should be getting paid because they're getting butts in seats. Look at this. You telling me all these people popped out for this event and not one of the athletes got bread off of it? Just the company itself? Sounds like a scam to me.
Originally designed to keep working-class athletes out of elite sport, and one that still affects how money flows in the industry today. We've actually made a full video about this. We'll link it in the description if you want to dive
Maybe we'll check that out.
So how do Olympians survive? They rely on a fragile mix of three things. Salaries, if they are lucky. Prize money, which varies wildly.
And sponsorships, there we go. That's the one I was thinking of.
Go to the big names in football and basketball. Take the 2012 London Olympics.
Is that Usain Bolt?
Over $20 million that year with a $9 million Puma deal.
Damn.
But Megan Kalmer, an Olympic bronze medalist in Rome,
irrelevant, buddy.
She made $10,000 for her medal before taxes and had to
Damn, and they still getting taxed on that? That's not even tax-free bread? Damn, bro. Yo, that's wild, man.
To make ends meet. And it's not just Olympians. A study found that 80% of professional athletes in the US don't consider themselves financially stable. Travel, gear, training, nutrition, it all adds up.
Okay.
Sponsorship money is drying up, especially if you're not constantly on TV.
Right.
Which brings us back to...
See, nowadays it feels like the sport you pick should be based on the amount of money there is, like how lucrative it is. Because you can have a passion for running, you can have a passion for, I don't know, stickball if that's the thing. But if it doesn't have money in it, why are you really pursuing that to your best abilities, bro? You should pursue something that, you know, has a little bit more cash incentives involved.
Because if you're a world-class athlete on TV, which brings us back to OnlyFans.
Okay.
Because if you're a world-class athlete with a loyal fan base, but you're earning less than a delivery driver,
right?
Why wouldn't you turn to a platform that lets you monetize your
That's
following
true.
directly?
Because then people are, damn, so now I'm realizing, bro, people are advertising their OF based on their athletic fame. So they're like doing the track me, and then they're like, oh yeah, you like the way I run? Well, you want to see me running them cheeks? Sub to the OnlyFans. They're doing like high jumps. They're like, oh, you like the way I bounce? Well, you want to see how I bounce on veiny dip? Sub to the OnlyFans. That's kind of smart marketing, as degenerate as it is, though.
Of building and monetizing a following.
Okay.
If you're a creator, athlete, or business trying to grow online,
right,
you need to understand what drives traffic to your site.
Yeah.
That's where today's video sponsor, Ahrefs, comes in. And days to link in the description. The creators, athletes,
okay,
in our case, who produce the content. On the other, the platforms that distribute it. The question is always the same. Who gets how much of the money? Social media platforms make billions by monetizing the attention athletes generate.
Correct.
Think of Douglas Costa. Millions of fans, millions of clicks.
I'm not familiar with football, bro.
He creates goes to the platforms.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are great for exposure.
Right.
They help creators land brand deals, affiliate links, and sponsorships.
Okay.
But when it comes to paying creators directly, almost nothing. YouTube is an exception. It shares ad revenue.
True.
Mostly respects creators.
Shout out YouTube, bro.
And rewards consistency. But even on YouTube, it's a grind to make a living.
Yes.
Talking from experience here.
Me too.
OnlyFans wants to flip the model, allowing creators to monetize their audience directly. It's part of a larger shift in the maturing creator economy.
It's kind of smart, bro.
Creators getting a bigger slice of the value they generate. And for the most part, that's a good thing.
I think
More
also,
control.
one thing that OF does good for, I guess, other creators maybe, or other platforms, it might incentivize other platforms to pay their creators a little bit more fairly, just because they're giving an 80-20 split on OF. So it's like, yo, okay, as a creator, an introductory level creator, if they see 80-20 split versus another company doing a 50-50 split, they're going to take that 80-20 because there's just more money in it. They can make more out of it. So other platforms might be like, okay, instead of going 50-50, we might have to go like 70-30 and then offer some other benefits to make people come to us instead of them. You get what I'm saying? So in the long run, it might help benefit the people in that sense. But overall, definitely still degenerate, bro. Like horribly.
More transparency, more revenue for creators.
Right?
But there is a catch.
What?
OnlyFans still comes with baggage.
Like what?
Yes, they market the idea of behind-the-scenes access, training footage, recovery routines, Q&As. But let's be real.
What?
Most content on the platform isn't meal plans and workout tips.
Oh, yeah. We know what they're for.
Unless you're willing to show skin, the odds of making serious money are slim. And for athletes, that comes with a risk.
Yeah.
Aligning with a platform still associated with adult content
That's
could
true.
harm sponsorship opportunities. It could turn off brands and eventually backfire.
That's something I didn't take into consideration, though. Because, like, yeah, if they see you're tuning it up on OF, why would they want to sponsor you, bro? Especially not with something that's like family friendly. Maybe you'll get like a gambling deal, or you'll get like a cigarette deal, get an Ozempic sponsorship or something. I don't know. But let me find out a famous athlete is out here shaking butt on OF. You think I'm gonna try to get them a Baby Gap sponsorship deal? No, I'm telling them get as far away from that athlete as possible. So yeah, definitely some backlash that could be found there.
Some critics also argue that it normalizes explicit content.
Yeah.
Or worse,
I believe that.
Pushes financially struggling athletes toward choices they wouldn't otherwise make.
Right.
It becomes an ethical question. Is OnlyFans empowering athletes to monetize their attention?
Hell nah, bro. Hell nah. I'm gonna be honest, bro. The issue is that athletes should be able to live off of their wage, bro. Of course, depending on the sport you play, okay, you're gonna make more money, whatever. I understand that. But I feel like every athlete should be able to get livable wages, bro. Otherwise, you might as well not even consider them a professional athlete, man.
Or nudging the vulnerable to sell their bodies. There's something to win and something to lose for athletes joining OnlyFans. But the biggest winner in all of this
Is the
OnlyFans itself. Because there is a catch to why so many pro athletes are joining the platform.
What?
Many of them get paid by OnlyFans to do so.
Oh.
They are not only doing it to get the 80% cut,
Oh.
but they get good old sponsorship money from the company. Why? Because OnlyFans wants to go mainstream, and their way in is sports.
No way, bro. If I'm watching an NBA or NFL game and I see a goddamn OF sponsorship, bro, I'm gonna know all hell has broken loose, man.
They even have a whole sports blog on their website.
Damn.
They report about OnlyFans sponsored.
How could you possibly try to go PG with this, though? Like, it's cool. I mean, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, bro, the way that gambling has such a chokehold on sports, it wouldn't be even far-fetched to say that this eventually is going to impede its way through and become, you know, synonymous with the sports world.
Athletes and teams. The strategy is social proofing. Athletes and fans will be more likely to sign up in the future as they see others doing the same.
Right.
Adult content is still their core business.
Right.
But if they want to grow, they need to diversify. And sports is one of the most trusted, emotionally driven content genres out there. It also fits the broader trend. Athletes building direct relationship with fans without relying on media companies or brands. Cristiano started.
I really think, though, if they're really trying to get with sports, bro, they really gotta like flip their thing being corn to something else as their, you know, main selling point. But let's be honest, bro, it's way too far in. Like, the word OF is so synonymous with just that type of content and SFW stuff that you wouldn't even think anything else exists on there. Like, if you're doing anything but that on OF, you're looked at as weird, like strange. Like, what the heck? That's on there? I didn't even know. That's how crazy it is. So I don't think they're gonna be able to get near the sports world at all with this. I'm gonna be honest, if I'm being completely real.
The YouTube channel. Kylie Kuzma launched a newsletter.
Kylie Kuzma.
Austin Eckler built his own app called Experience.
Okay.
Everyone's trying to own the connection.
Right. Damn, very interesting video. So that is why athletes are getting naked now, bro. They're not getting enough money from their athletic, you know, programs, whatever per sport they're pursuing. And then in turn, it makes them, you know, hop on OF. But the thing is, there are some drawbacks. Like, for example, you might lose sponsorships. Of course, your reputation might be cooked. You might be looked at weird by your teammates in real life. And it changes the course of your life as a whole, if we're being honest. The way you're perceived is a lot of the way you live your life, I guess. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, join the Discord link in the description to recommend me videos you want me to check out. With that being said, I won't waste any more of your precious day. It's love you all. I love you, and I'm out.